everyone. Today I just wanted to speak about the issues surrounding sustainable traveling around the world. Tourists make up about 8% of the global emissions, severely affecting our environment. So, what is sustainable traveling? Well, it refers to making sustainable decisions to minimize the negative impact your traveling has on the environment, the local cultures, and the communities surrounding where you visit. So, why is it so important to create sustainable travelling practices? Well, without any sustainable practices, your tourism could be a contributing factor to the carbon emissions created by travellers. When not implementing any sustainable practices, the local wildlife and the ecosystems are put at risk, increasing the toxic waste that goes into the environment. Though we strive for an amazing travel experience while continuing to acknowledge the impact that traveling has on the environment, celebrities such as Taylor Swift and the Kardashians use things such as private jets to add a huge amount of carbon emissions in the air. Our organisation prides itself on travelling in the most sustainable way possible. Now, I had the opportunity to interview Matt, a sustainability officer who works at Flight Centre, about what it means to travel sustainably, as well as his tips on how to travel with sustainable practices. How would you define sustainable traveling?
Yeah, so sustainable travel to me is, in a world that can be so chaotic, it's not only reducing our negative impact on the world, but trying to see if we can actually understand cultures and the wisdom of each location we go to, and giving back to something that we might have actually taken for granted in the past. That's sustainable travel.
Why do you think it's important for everyone to travel sustainably?
Yeah, so sustainable travel brings a lot to not only the person traveling, but the rest of the world as well. When you're going to a location, whether it be with a tour or on your own, you really want to take in what the culture can actually give you, rather than bringing what you already have to that country itself.
Yeah.
A really good example of what this can actually do is there used to be elephant rides that Flight Centre offered. And one of the clients who went overseas ended up finding out that they would use giant metal nails to actually move the elephants, and it completely ruined their trip. What Flight Centre ended up doing pretty quickly is actually investigating that scenario, because they didn't want anyone to travel and not enjoy the trip they were having.
Yeah.
I think that really encompasses why it's important, is because when you are traveling and when we are putting out so much impact to the world, we want to make sure that we're traveling in the right way and that we're not just ruining that trip.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And my last question is, what are your tips and tricks for traveling sustainably?
100%. So probably the big ones are going to be, other than going to an agent if you're unable to do so, making sure you research up on the area. Make sure you're trying to travel in a way that's going to not impact the local surroundings. A really good example of a company that will try to do that is Intrepid. They're one of the only B Corp certified tour companies, which means that they have actually been authorized to sell their travel and say that they are properly sustainable. And now a lot of companies will do this and they'll have a big impact on the world, but just going to someone who knows what to do is going to make everything so much easier. Outside of that, have a bit of a read. I think that's the best way to increase your knowledge.
I just wanted to thank Matt for sharing his views and his ideology on sustainable traveling. This is the end of my vlog, and I would like to thank everyone for watching.